So I'm in Lubbock, Texas, and this is a city that has violent crime 188% higher than the national average. So it's getting up there in that iffy category. Population here is 267,000, and it's rising very quickly at over 1% per year. And the first thing I notice is I was in Amarillo not that long ago, and it's far cleaner than Amarillo was. But the crime here is way worse, at least the reported crime is way worse here than it is in Amarillo. It's 48% white here, 38% Hispanic, and 8% black. The average age is 30, which is really low. And 15% of the people, of the adults that live here, are seniors, which is also really low. The average earnings are about $39,000 a year. And there's a 19.4% poverty rate. Okay, let's see what the city's, that building looks like. That's been closed up for a while. That one looks open. So most of the buildings, that one looks closed too. Okay, well, more of the buildings are open than are closed, or that appear to be open at least. Then that appear to be closed. Oh, a lot of these look all closed. Nope, that one's open. The roads are pretty bad though. Let's get off this road, it's too bumpy. When they pave the roads with these bricks, it's nice and it looks cool when you first put them down, but after they've been down for a little while, they settle in and they make the road really bumpy. All right, we'll go up this road here, which looks like it's got a bunch of buildings that are not open too. Yep, more closed up buildings. There's nothing in any of these here. That radiator shop might have stuff in it. So the poverty rate is 19.4, and the population here of the poverty rate, it's 19.4, but 20.5% are females and 18.5% are males that are in poverty here. So more females live below the poverty line than the men. And these roads, seriously, it's cute, but once these bricks settle, it makes a really, 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 really bumpy road. Oh my gosh. The marriage rate here is 41%, which is pretty good, or on the good side. And 77% of the people that live here were born here, which is about normal. And they list 4.4% are non-citizens. So I don't know if I believe that number or not. I mean, they're kind of close to the border to have only 4.4% of the people living here being non-citizens. But that's something that people have to say, and you know, not everybody's going to admit to that. Okay, more stuff that's not open. This one hasn't been open for a long time. That looks like it's falling down. Now I think we're getting into some industrial part of the downtown. We'll take this road back into more of the downtown area. This stuff, it's hard to tell if this stuff is being used or not. Looks like most of it probably is. It's just hard to say if it's just an old looking building or if it's not being used. But man, this road, this definitely is closed up. Whatever that was at one time. So in 2019, they had 10 homicides here. 2020, they had 28. So they went from 10 to 28 during the summer of Floyd. And in 2022, a lot of bail bondsmen too. That's a third. There's 3 right in a row, right on this 4. This is a whole block. It's a whole block of bail bondsmen. The whole block. There's another one. The whole block was, man, see, they have high crime here. They need a whole block worth of them so people can go from one to the other till they find one that'll bail them out. Holy cow, I've never seen that one before. That's pretty good that the whole block is filled up. That's pretty good. In 2022, there were 25 homicides. So pre-Floyd, they had 10, and post-Floyd, they've stayed high. In 2020, it went to 28, and in 2022, they had 25. So they've more than doubled their pre the summer of Floyd homicide numbers. And their murder rates, because of the size of the city, their murder rates hover right around 10, which actually isn't too bad for a city to have. That's kind of just regular city numbers. That building, that leg looks like someone backed into that, and the building is gonna fall down. The assault rates here range between the 700 and 800 range. And that's higher than Chicago. That building's that's all boarded up. Nobody wants to go at this light. That's all boarded up. Not even a very good board up job, but it's all boarded up. That Jim Kimmel Center. A lot of this is just boarded up stuff. This building up here probably is too. It's got that look to it. That one there is definitely not used. Let's turn down this road. As bad as a lot of this looks, it still looks better than Amarillo. Amarillo was horrible. So the assault rates here are 700 to 800, which is worse than Chicago, but better than Baltimore. And go down Broadway. So Baltimore's in the low 900s. So them being in the 700 to 800s, it's better than Baltimore, but not by a whole lot. And that must be the assaults must be what are increasing their violent crime percentage. And there's more. I don't know if they did this whole city at one time with these bricks. And I bet like 50 years ago, this looked amazing, but right now it does not look amazing, and it's really not good to drive on. Let's get off of that thing. Might have looked really nice years ago, but it doesn't look very nice right now. So the assaults here, and that's kind of a lot. I mean, aside from places like Houston, but some of the smaller cities in Texas, that seems to be the norm. Is the violent crime is high, but mainly due to assaults and not because of murders. That's excluding like Dallas and Houston. But like the smaller big cities, it seems to be assaults seem to be the bigger problem they have. And in some of them, I think it's a lot of domestic violence more than anything. Your odds of becoming a victim of a violent crime here is 1 in 95, of a property crime 1 in 25, and overall of any crime 1 in 20, which is kind of normal, kind of high. It's right on that borderline, and like even the violent crime 188% higher than the national average. That puts you in that iffy category where it's not regular city bad, but it's not a no-go zone. It's just kind of in that iffy category where you kind of need to just watch yourself. That block, maybe I should loop through and go up that block. That block looked like it was all boxed up or boarded up. And the year-over-year crime here is increasing by 10%. Let's go up one more block. Which means that if they don't get a handle on things, this city's like really right at that cusp. The 188, to give a comparison, the 188 is similar to like a city like Minneapolis, which I think Minneapolis is around 198. So Minneapolis is slightly worse, but that 188, it's right up there. And if they're showing a year-over-year increase of 10%, it's just a matter of time till, you know, things start getting out of control if they don't get a handle on it. Yeah, this downtown, most of it is closed up. There's a lot of cars though parked on the road, not driving around, but there's a lot just parked on the side of the road. Like people are going somewhere. I'm just trying to look up and down some of these blocks and see if I see anything that is worth looking at. The cost of living here is lower than the national average, as are most of the stuff down, you know, in the southern area of the United States. Most of it's, you know, the cost of living is just lower down here. Housing is 28% lower, which means if you live in like Maine and you move here, you could probably, you know, get a house similar for half or a third of what you pay for up there. The schooling, the test scores, kids graduate with about 43% of them being proficient at reading and math, which means 57% are not proficient at reading and math. That block looked bad too. I almost could have turned up that, but I wanted to see what this is up here. And the Texas average is 47% graduate proficient. So, and the U.S. average is 48. So Texas is, less of the people in Texas graduate at grade level than the United States, which is already bad. And here in Lubbock, it's even lower than that. And 81% of the people that live here have a high school diploma or graduate high school. Yeah, there's more. This looks like it's probably, nope, there's a kid in that one. Did I already drive down this road? I did drive down this road already. Let's turn here. I don't know if we're going to see much more than what we already saw. A lot of buildings run down. The streets are actually cleaner than I expected them. When I was first got into town, there was garbage everywhere. I mean, everywhere there was garbage. And like lots of it, not just like a bottle here or there, but like lots of it. But now that you're in the downtown, it's actually relatively clean. I don't really see hardly any garbage. So that shows the city's at least trying. You know, they haven't let it all go. I don't know where the bad areas are. I always like to just see the downtowns because the downtowns tell you a lot. I mean, you can go out of the town and look at all the abandoned houses, because I'm sure there are a ton in this area. I bet there's a ton of abandoned houses. But when most of the city is boarded up, like this seems to be, that tells you the state of the city as a whole. I think we've kind of driven through most of this downtown. I think we've kind of driven through most of it. If it's been a long time since you left the area that you live in, if it's been a long time since you've seen America, driven the streets and actually looked at the different cities in America, you really need to do a drive from your house, especially if you live in the southwestern portion of America, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, in around that area. Go out in the desert about 20 minutes into the desert where there's nothing really around. Go 20 minutes in and count how many plastic bags you see on the side of the road stuck to those little, weed plant things they have. Go just count how many plastic bags there are. I guarantee you stop counting at 100 because you've only gone a block or a half a mile and you found 100. The litter in the deserts out here is so bad it's not even funny. And no one's going to go out there to clean it up. And the only reason there's litter out there, we've been to this corner too. We'll try going up this way. The only reason there's litter out there is people are dumping stuff out their car windows. Because otherwise there wouldn't be litter way out there in the middle of nowhere. But nobody goes way out that far to clean anything up. And they really need to get the people that they arrest, instead of leaving them in jail, put them on like cleanup crews and send them out there to clean this stuff up, because it's literally destroying the country. They talk about all this stuff, all these, climate, this and that. Well, everything's being destroyed by litter. Because it gets into everything. The wind's blowing it around, it's getting in the water. This building's all, no, that one might be open. Yeah, that one's open. They got really nice cars in there, actually. The one thing I haven't seen yet, I haven't seen a single homeless person. Not one. Not one that I could tell was homeless anyway. In Amarillo, there was homeless people everywhere. I'm not sure. Amarillo the crime here is supposedly far worse than Amarillo, but this city as a whole looks a million times better. It looks way better. It's all closed up. There probably aren't a lot of jobs here for people compared to what there used to be. But the population's rising, so people are coming here for a reason. Well, this building's a little messed up. That one someone kicked out a window. Although that building, actually, that's the one that had the cars in it. Someone probably broke into there. But I haven't seen a single homeless person. And I think this is actually closer to the border. I'm trying to picture it on the map. I think this is closer to the border too. So that's odd. But yeah, so I give this city, even though it's the crime is bad, even though a lot of the businesses are closed up. There's a stray cat running over there. And it doesn't look, I mean, there's cars parked on the side. This is 4 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. And there are hardly anybody is driving around. Literally hardly anybody is driving around. There's a lot of cars parked. I mean, you can see the parking lots are almost full. I mean, not really, but full probably for a city of this size. Still no homeless people. Yeah, you got to give this city credit. It's clean-ish, and aside from being all kind of, a lot of the stores being closed up, there's no homeless people, at least that I've come across, at least in the downtown. Maybe the downtown just kicks the people out, and maybe they're all right on the edge of town. Yeah, we're right back. I don't know, I keep like driving in circles. There's that building that looks like it's gonna fall over because that leg is tipping over. So anyway, well, I feel like I'm driving in circles now. I gotta give Lubbock a little bit of credit. I didn't expect it to look as good as it does. I mean, it's not a 10 or anything, but oh wait, I think we'll see if this guy looks like he's homeless or if he's just some whack job standing out on the sidewalk. Oh no, that's just a guy talking. I mean, maybe he was homeless, but he didn't seem like he was. So yeah, I didn't even see, we were driving around, I don't know, 10-15 minutes maybe, and I didn't see a single homeless person in this downtown area. So I'm gonna let this play out for a minute or so, and this is downtown Lubbock, Texas. More bail bondsmen. This city has more bail bondsmen for its size. There was just 2 more right there. It's not big enough city to need this many bail bondsmen. Nope, he's just a regular guy. I thought maybe he was homeless. Maybe he's homeless, I don't know. And here's the litter. Now here's the litter. We're in the tunnel getting out of town, and there's all the litter. We'll see what it looks like up here. Yeah. Yeah, you got all of that whole lot over there was filled with litter. So there's a boarded up house. You don't have to get too far out of town for the houses to start getting boarded up and to start looking a little run down. Drive up one more block. I don't know what it is about these cities in Texas. I get in them and I just want to keep seeing more. A lot of Christmas ornaments. Surprised nobody steals them. Yeah, these houses are a lot. They look abandoned, but it looks also like people live in them. Like that one looks abandoned, but there's an abandoned car in front. Hard to say if someone lived in it or if that car got abandoned along with the house. But there's a lot of garbage when you get out here. So the downtown, they keep pretty clean. But out here where the houses are, I mean, it's not horribly bad, but there's a lot of litter. A lot of litter. Yeah, that house looks abandoned. The one next to it is definitely abandoned. All three of those houses are abandoned. That lot that probably used to have a house that the city made them take down. That one's most likely abandoned as well. Those two might not be. Those last two might not be. Oh, and look here. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Wow. All right, now I'm for real just gonna let this play out for a minute and that'll be the end of the video. That was Lubbock, Texas. We saw some bad houses as well as boarded up buildings.